Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Queen Gaming, and something on Twitter, the Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you on a Let's Play episode of Stardust Kids. Y'all, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. Alrighty. I don't have a single idea what to answer. Should I say anything at all? They didn't take me, so I wouldn't miss school, although I really wanted to go with them. Such news made my grandma fall ill, and only my grandpa could come to the funeral. Of course, there were many friends and family, including Uncle Roy. I could have been sent to the orphanage, but Grandpa and Uncle Roy arranged everything. The Waynes took me in. How does it feel to almost lose a whole... How does it feel to lose almost an entire family? Romano was just a child back then. How's he getting over it now? I know nothing about it. But for me, who came from an ordinary full family, that all is like another reality. More cruel and unfair. Even though Roma experienced that, I've never seen him complaining. Are the Waynes friendly friends of the family? Did they adopt you? Why didn't the grandparents take you in? I didn't know that adoption is possible when they're alive and prosperous relatives. They're citizens of the other country. Solving this problem would have taken crazy money, which Granddad, who lost his son and had a sick wife, of course, didn't have. And I wasn't adopted. The Waynes had become my custodians. That's a bit different. After their parents' death, he had to move to, although familiar, but nonetheless, the foster family. What's that sad expression? In fact, the Waynes are cool guys. Sure, otherwise Dad wouldn't be their friend. Back then they were raising their own business. It was slowly looking up, so he moved to a wonderful giant apartment not far from the sea at once. Now every morning I can see the beach. Of course, I felt awfully bad. Grandpa visited me sometimes, and Roy helped to pay for the flights. I felt a bit easier later when I made a friend, but everything went wrong again. As a result, Grandma passed away too. On that trip, Agropoli didn't seem like a fabulous place for me. It felt like I lost my pink glasses. Within 3 years, the city lost all its colors and became completely gray. I couldn't focus on anything, studied bad, and just went with the flow. Then I decided I wanted to be homeschooled. Were you homeschooled? I blurted it out before I could think about it. Of course he was homeschooled, you just told me that. It simply was too unexpected. Yeah, it was too hard to communicate with classmates for me. I thought I couldn't live for myself. I dissolved in people around and didn't get anything in return. I didn't understand at all what was I and if I was at all. Roma, whose life is communication, tried to keep out by his own will. It's completely different from the way he acts now. Maybe because of lack of attention, he became so active. As the first time we met at the school, he was pretty timid. For 2 years, I've been visiting the psychologist, drinking pills, and somehow building a bridge over this stream of life. And you can guess what happened then. I transferred to our school, decided I was feeling better, and here I am. I knew I'd overload you. Now everything's pretty okay. You don't have to worry. Even though you say so, but you went to the psychologist again. Did something happen? Maybe Grandpa feel ill too? If so, then Roma may be left completely alone. Nothing happened. I mean, nothing extraordinary. I'm just a bit tired. I felt insecure. Phew, good that it's not about the grandfather. But right now, I'm full of energy, and that's because you and Seth are always near. Glad to hear that. But I didn't think you have the problems with friends. There's always somebody around you in any company you always come into the forefront. That's not really friendship, more like buddyship. And what unites you and me is much stronger. At least on my part, it's exactly how it is. I never doubted that Romano likes to spend time with me and Seth, but hearing the direct confirmation turned out to be surprisingly nice. He smiled warmly and locked in my eyes with interest like he was waiting for an answer. What do you think? Just be honest. About what? Are you sure you're listening to me? He jokingly pushed me in the shoulder. Do you consider me your friend? A real one? Sure. Otherwise, would I stand you for so long? You know me, I won't lie. Stand? Yeah, that's the indicator of true love. He laughed. I think now he's really okay. I cannot but rejoice. I didn't even notice us coming to such a private place. We've been here quite recently, remember? Of course I remember. My memory's okay. As soon as I finished the phrase, I immediately remembered that I had forgotten about Roma's phone in the morning. But I remember this place well. We three, a tent, a campfire, a sound of waves, cooling sand, rare cries of seagulls. It's very beautiful here. I'm glad I've been here with you too. He said these words absolutely calmly, but I was overcome by an odd feeling of rising anxiety. You spend at least 2 years in this beauty. There'll be many moments like that. I said that uncertainly, like I was trying to convince myself. Sure. So much is waiting for us. Ugh, time to get adventuring. His sonorous voice flashed over the endless ocean. Romano stretched himself and, slyly squinting, began to rumble my hair. Don't? Did Seth bite you? What a bad habit. You know, you have very soft hair. I want to stroke it so much. What you're doing is not stroking at all. But don't stroke me as well. I freed myself from his arms and fixed my hair as much as it was possible after such a treacherous attack. Thank you. For what? For the provided head? For it too. But in fact, I mean this evening. Thank you for listening to me. We're friends after all. Yeah. Friends. Friends. He savored this word a few more times and then fell silent. We were standing side by side, watching the waves. I don't remember spending so much time alone with Romano. I'll surely remember this time. I paced the room trying to find an adequate activity. It's time to go to bed already, but I think I've forgotten something. Some thought is hanging in my head, but not on the surface, somewhere in the depth of my consciousness. What is that? Did I miss something? Maybe it'll remember itself at the worst possible time. It is possible that this lost thought was for Roma. What I heard today doesn't leave my head, and I think there won't be an opportunity to talk about this topic anymore. I can ask straight, but I shouldn't disturb such memories out of curiosity. Wait a minute, ask straight? What did I plan to ask? Ugh, I must air the room. It'll become much easier to think at once. I aired the flat, and it became a bit less stuffy. Another yawn notified me that it was time to get ready for bed. What's that? Such an annoying sound. I think it's my phone. Is it morning already? I hardly opened my eyes. Dark like it's night. I grabbed the phone and pulled it. That's right. Night. A missed call from Seth. Did something happen? I wanted to dial his number, but the phone brightened with the incoming call again. Seth? Good night, Kurt. What's up? Nothing, I just got lonely. Want to take a walk? It's night. You woke me up. Sorry. But anyway, we met in the afternoon. Won't you have an overdose? Of you? No, I need another dose. What a flatterer. It's gotten to his head. Woke me up and takes me outside. If you want, you can come to me, but we'll go to bed at once. I don't want to sit at home. Walls are depressing me. Let's go for a walk. It's cool, right? Calm, not hot, stars above the head. I could hardly suppress the yawn. I terribly want to sleep. Why did Seth suddenly become so capricious? He used to think about me and didn't neglect my natural needs. Agreed to take a walk. What happens if he refused? Well, I'll probably get the bad ending. I don't want to go anywhere at all, but Seth acts weird. Maybe something has happened and he simply doesn't want to discuss it over the phone. Okay, I give up. Just give me some time. Hey, did you fall asleep? If so, then you'll be in trouble tomorrow. Wake me up for some reason. No, I didn't expect you to agree. Then why did you call me? Great. Let's meet at the embankment in half an hour. In the usual place. Don't put the phone too far away. Okay, waiting for you. I hung up and sluggishly stretched myself. I have to wash up with icy water or I'll be surely walking half asleep. So, did he say waiting for you? Is he there already? I managed to get there earlier than I planned, but Seth was already on the spot. He's standing like he's hiding in the shadow of the palm, although there is no need. The sun disappeared behind the horizon long ago. I'm here. He waved to me and sparingly smiled. I can see that. Tell me. Tell you what. Why did you call me at such a time? Did something happen? Depends on your point of view. He wondered and turned sharply, then he went towards his water. I was just a little lonely. He sighed heavily and trudged after the friend. He's lonely, you see. If you sleep at night instead of messing up the bad thoughts won't come into the head. The only fact that pleases me is that I don't have to go anywhere tomorrow. I can make the alarm clock ring a few hours later. I come up to Seth, then I glance at him interestedly. He's not happy, but I don't think he's sad as well. We walked, leaving a string of uneven traces behind us. Waves calmly caressed the shore. We went further, so far that the light of street lamps were seen less and less, like it was a sign that all the city hustle was left behind. I'm ready to listen to Seth, but I think he's not going to say anything. He's getting less lonely only because someone is near? I heard a quiet chuckle. What? He shook his head like saying never mind. Just remembered something. Finish already. I remember the expression of your face when we first met. Damn. I can feel my face turning red. There's nothing funny in it. Well, I'm not laughing. He pronounced it without hiding another chuckle. Why did you remember that at all? Well, look around. So I did. I think I understand. Night, Peach, only you and I. Just like back then. Not at all. We were in the absolutely different part of the town, not far from the station. Although, back then I thought I had gone far, far away. Now we went much further. Why is he thinking about that at all? I would forget it with pleasure. These memories make me feel horrible shame. We met about 10 years ago. We both turned out to be onto the beach completely alone. Although, no. Seth wasn't alone. I was the one who excelled. It was awfully stupid. It was the first and the last time I ran away from home. Back then I was a terrible egoist and I didn't understand why my parents were always at work. I was left with babysitters and I especially behaved abominably for them to quit sooner. I thought they were to blame that the parents weren't at home. Everything was like I had planned. The girls quit one by one, but to my regret there always were new ones. Once I decided that it was enough, I was tired of them. If I leave the house, there'd be no foolish ladies. I waited for the babysitter to fall asleep and slipped out the door. Now I understand how dangerous it is for children to walk on the street alone. But back then, I felt some proudness. It was like a brave action. It was like a brave action that is worthy of a real man. I walked from the streets to the very beach. I don't understand why nobody, a passerby, stopped me. I walked further and further till the city vanished out of my sight. After walking for about an hour, although back then it seemed like ages, I got very tired and hungry. I thought that it was time to stop being a hero. It was time to go back home. I turned around and realized that I don't know where to go. I walked, but the landscape didn't change at all. It was really scary. I thought I'd die on that beach alone. Tears came on their own. I still remember how hot they were. And then somebody called me. I thought I was mistaken, but I heard the voice again. I looked back and I saw a figure nearby. It was a child just like me. Bright with silver hair that was shining in the moonlight. Oh. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. Thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!